Welcome to Yes to I Do, your go-to podcast for all things wedding planning. Hello everyone and welcome to our next episode of Yes to I Do. Today we have got Brett James Photography here with us. Hello.
We are good.
Yes, thank you. Are you?
Fantastic.
We're feeling nervous? We're feeling okay?
Yes, nice and nervous, mate. Like I said, I can speak to 100 guests, absolutely no problem, but the idea of having a camera in my face is absolutely terrifying.
Nerve-wracking. You like to be behind the camera?
Oh, God, every single time. Every single time. Hey, Brett, can we use your camera? No, you're all right, mate. Do you want to take a picture of... No, you don't take a picture of me, mate.
Perfect. So I suppose the first thing is a little introduction to those that don't know you. How did your photography career begin?
So I went to university to study art and photography. There was a joint course on at the time, and I think it was cancelled the year after, and it wasn't on the year before. So I got really lucky with that, to be fair. And I wanted to become an art teacher at some point, but then I realised that looking after children all day sounds absolutely terrible, especially with the types of schools that I went to. Do you know what I mean? So I quickly decided to start using photography as in my art. Mm-hmm. So rather than playing with wooden sculptures and using recyclable material, I was using photography in my art. And eventually I got my own camera, and then my sister asked me to photograph her wedding, which was my break, basically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that was like 12, 13 years ago. I always say that to people every year, so it might be a lot, lot longer, to be fair. Yeah. But yeah, that was my big break, really, and that's when I started, charging people and getting more inquiries and stuff like that. And I don't really like to talk about it too much because I was absolutely terrible my first few years. Like, looking back now, I look and I'm like, oh man, I used to charge for that. But then I wasn't charging very much, and I was editing on Photoshop, which took forever. So I was spending 10 hours at the wedding and then 100 hours editing, something stupid like that. It was ridiculous. And because I've always been like a perfectionist, it took even longer. And then ever since then, it's just grown and grown and grown. Word of mouth.
Yeah.
So I always say that regardless of how you market yourself and advertise yourself, which I barely do, word of mouth is the biggest compliment you can ever receive, because if someone is willing to recommend you to one of their friends or family members, then what more do you need, really?
Yeah,
honestly?
100%.
It's the best. And then now it's been, like I say, between 12 and 13 years, probably longer. I will check at some point so I can tell people an accurate date. And yeah, I do between 50 and 60 weddings a year now.
Amazing.
I think that's just here, so other venues. But no, I do quite a lot here, which is obviously amazing.
I think that is how it snowballs, though, isn't it? Because I think it's, again, word of mouth, and also you do one or two weddings somewhere, and then the other couples see it if they like it, and then it snowballs into something so much more. Yeah,
I think you've got quite a few photographers on your recommended supplier list, but it just seems like I just get a lot, and I think it might be from the supplier event, really.
Yeah,
I think that helps a lot, because people can look at your work online and they can love what they see. You can be within their price range, they can like what they read and stuff like that, but people are really good at selling themselves, and that's not always who they are. So if they get a chance to meet you in person before booking you for the wedding, which I always advocate for, then they definitely should. I mean, a lot of mine are video calls.
Yeah.
We're talking over email, and it's very difficult to get your personality across because you can't use GIFs and emojis and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll give them my WhatsApp number, and I'm like, if you want to arrange a video call, then we should do that. And then I can send them really stupid GIFs and stuff like that, and they can see a little bit more of my personality. And then when it comes to the video chat itself, I'm literally sitting there in my office/playroom for my lad, and I've just got one lamp on like that, and I'm just sitting there relaxed and just talking to them. And I find that I always find that if things that are a bit too stringent and a bit too organised and a bit too, it can become a bit daunting for couples. They just want someone human, I think. Yeah. Rather than this, robotic, structured this must be done at this time, this must be done at this time, you know. So when I do answer the call, I'm like, okay, what do you want to ask me? And most of the time, they don't even know. They just want to meet me. They just want to chat.
Yeah.
And we just go from there. And within 20, 30 minutes, I always say the same thing at the end of the call. And it's terrible for business. And I should never say it, but I always do. Because I know how important picking a photographer is. And at the end of the call, I always say to them, meet up with a few more photographers and see what you think. And if you vibe with them better than you vibe with me, then book them.
Yeah.
Because like I say, as much as you can like their work and you can like their prices and stuff like that, it's about the personality and how you get on with each other, that interaction.
Yeah.
And I just find it vital. I like to be really open with people. That's why I put my prices on my website and stuff like that. And I try to explain a bit about my life and about my approach to photography and frequently asked questions. So when someone goes onto my website, they can they've basically got this image of me, and then they can decide right there and then if they want to go any further.
Yeah.
Whereas if I keep it all hidden, then I'm solely relying on that video chat to get myself across.
I think it's really important to be transparent. That's something that we do our side as well, as all of our prices are available to view. Yeah, and I think that's really important for couples because they have a budget.
Definitely,
they have a budget.
Definitely.
And every couple has different things that they value more than something else. So for a lot of couples, it is photography that's really important to them.
Yeah.
And so they'll have a certain amount of budget that they want to spend on that.
Yeah. So with that, I only work with people who put photography near the top of the list.
Yeah.
If I'm an afterthought or I'm 10th on the list, if you've got the venue, the dress, the rings, and all this stuff, and the chair covers and the cake and then the photographer's like, oh, I suppose we should have one. Then unfortunately, I do not want to work with them because on the day when I'm saying, oh, do you mind just standing like this? They'll be like, oh God, we've already had 5 photos, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we just want to get back
you want to
our
be part
part
of something that wants a lot of pictures,
because that's where my enthusiasm comes from.
Yeah.
And you've saw me on a wedding day. I'm absolutely buzzing. I absolutely love it. After all these years, I absolutely adore it. I literally tell people it's one of the best jobs in the world, and it sounds like such a cliche and like I'm trying to fake something or pretend I'm something I'm not, but I'm not. I genuinely adore it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you can see, like if you got any BTS of me, like I've got loads of BTS of you, you would just see this stupid inane grin on my face throughout the entire day.
Yeah.
Unless people are in my way, then I'm not smiling. No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, no, it's interesting seeing how, 'cause obviously we meet a lot of photographers, and I do think you work so uniquely. You're very yourself, like you say, and I think that definitely comes across, and obviously it's in within your process as well. And I think there's nothing better really than just you getting on with a couple is so important.
Yeah, I think it's more important than the budget or whether you like their work. I genuinely believe that, because if you book someone who you're not 100% comfortable with, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
If you already dislike posing and all that stuff, which 99% of couples do, then you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
I just realised before this started, I was going to try and speak more eloquently and have great posture and wear a suit and maybe speak a little bit slowly and ask for subtitles at the bottom. Because obviously you can't hear the sound of your own voice unless you hear it back in a video.
Yeah.
And everyone hates the sound of their own voice. So mine's like that 10 times personified, like it's woeful, but hopefully it's okay, mate.
I'm sure it will. So, what is one of your favourite moments that you've captured here?
Ooh.
I've got one if you want me to go first.
Okay, I wonder whether it's going to be the same one.
Ooh, maybe.
Whose wedding was it?
I actually don't know because I wasn't here when you took this photo.
Okay.
But I'm hoping that James will be able to put it like above my head here to show everybody. But it's of our outdoor ceremony area.
Yeah.
There was only around 24 guests.
Yeah.
And it was summer, and there was pinks, and it was just beautiful.
Oh,
and it was
really?
like through the arches, and you could just see the chairs. Yeah, it's my favourite photo.
Honestly, I find it because photography is so subjective. What's your favourite image will be different to what my favourite image is,
100%.
to what the couple's favourite image is. You know, I always post these really, not massively posy, but, you know, because I always get my couples to talk to each other rather than standing there smiling at me like really awkwardly. But I always post that type of stuff because I know people say candid and natural throughout the day, but I think couples want to be able to put themselves in that position and think, oh, that doesn't look too awkward, or, you know. So I always post stuff like that, but you saw full galleries, so you know that there's a lot of candids and natural moments. I just find it wild that's one of your favourite images.
Yeah. I think it's because I love couple pictures. I love portraits, and I love looking at those, you know, when they go into the field and things like that. I love those. But I think because obviously I see so much beauty in the venue, and I am biased, but I think, you know, when I see something that really just shows it off, I think that's why I love that picture so much. Yeah,
I think mine is probably one of my favourite images ever taken here. Was quite a few years ago. 2.5 years ago, to be precise, because that's how old my son is. So I had a couple called Mark and Shannon. I don't know if you remember them. They brought a dog to the wedding.
I've seen their gallery. Yeah.
But basically, there's a picture where, because Shannon's like really quite small and Mark's like quite big and buff, and I said, do you reckon you'd be able to pick her up in the air like is it Dirty Dancing?
Dirty Dancing, yeah. Did he?
And he was like, well, he's like, well, it's been a long day, Brett, but we can try, yeah. And he did. And I got the picture, and like I say, 2.5 years ago, because when my lad was born, Mark and Shannon's wedding was the week after. And I said, my baby's due that week, so do you want to book another photographer or do you want to risk it? And they was like, we'll risk it. We want you. It's as simple as that. And when my baby was delivered, a few hours later, I messaged Mark and I said, I'll be at your wedding, mate. And he was over the moon, obviously, because he knew what it meant. He knew that my lad was born and he got to work with me. And we stayed behind in the hospital for like 6 days, and his wedding was on the 7th. So the day we come out of hospital, the day after was that wedding. Yeah. And I still did it. And all day I was just thinking about my wife and my son, making sure she had company with her. And so that wedding will always hold a special place in my heart. Yeah. And that picture was just fantastic, you know, because you learn throughout the day what couples are willing to do. I don't want to get them doing anything silly, like, upon meeting them, all right, folks, there's your couple photos. Oh, Brett, we're really nervous. Okay, that's fine. Can you do a starfish for me? Do you know what I mean? It's like, can you peer around this tree for me? Like, really? So, yeah, I kind of start with safe poses, and then as the day gets on and the drinks are flowing, I
think they get more comfortable after the ceremony, don't they, as well? Because you're a very intimate part of that first bit of the day, aren't you? Yeah. So I'm sure it can get very stressful in there. So it is
in
nice
the ceremony,
in the getting ready room. So I think once they've had the ceremony, it's nice that they're enjoying themselves. It must be easier to get those candid shots.
Yeah, definitely. But I love the morning prep. Yeah, I love it, and I know it's a bit chaotic at times, but you've saw my like lay flats when I lay all the different.
My favourites.
I know.
Yeah.
Some people hate it, and it does take a lot of time and effort, but I love doing it because any detail that the couple have spent money on and time on and effort into choosing, it's obviously really important to them.
That's why, like, when you get because it's stationery and things that you take, isn't it? And obviously lay them flat on the table. Yeah,
but honestly, I think so. I turn up to weddings still nervous to this day, still nervous, still anxious. And I think this is one of the reasons I wear shorts, because my first 10 minutes at a wedding, maybe even 20, I start to sweat, and I'm like, there's no reason for this. This is pure anxiety. This is. I don't know what's happening. It's not even warm. It's the middle of winter, and I'm sweating. What's going on? So yeah, it's like. But then after that process, and after I've introduced myself to the both parties, I instantly feel a lot better. Yeah, because
it may be the first time that you've met them in person.
Oh God, yeah, always. Yeah. Pretty much always, yeah, because. We don't have to meet for coffees and stuff like that. We've had a video chat, but then by the time the wedding comes around, it's been 6 months, a year. So, yeah, it's just nice to be able to just walk in and be like, hi folks, this is me. I'm going to carry the camera around all day, snapping shots of you.
Let's have a good time.
Yeah, and so what I like to do when I first walk in is I like to introduce myself and let everyone know that I will not deliver any unflattering images, because that's what people worry about these days.
Yeah.
They think, oh no, he's going to catch me eating cake, or he's going to catch me with my double chin. And I'm like, why would I do that to you? And because the way social media is these days, people instantly assume that I'm going to upload it straight to Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, here's the bride with a double chin. Like, why would I do that? It doesn't make any sense, but just because the way social media
People
is these
worry,
days.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. So if I can put them at ease instantly, and then I don't take images of them straight away, unless something major's happening, that's when I get the shoes and the dress and the perfume and and I go and photograph that. So I've walked in, introduced myself, made everyone feel comfortable, hopefully, and then disappeared again.
Yeah.
So they can talk about what an idiot I am. No.
Yeah, I can see what you mean there. It's a nice process, because then, you come back in and then you can start to actually do that bit of snapping some pics if they're getting ready and things like that. So
yeah, we love it.
yeah,
We
I
do
love that. I love that. So how would you describe your style?
My style's been developing from the start of my career. And it changes every year. My style has been the same for quite a few years now, because I'm happy with it. And I do make slight tweaks every now and again, but nobody really notices except for me. But obviously, where you first start out thinking that this looks good, quickly changes to a new thing, and then a new thing, and then a new thing.
Styles change.
But I don't really change with the times. Because I'm a perfectionist, and I'm kind of good at spotting what looks good and what doesn't look good. And if something looks good to me, because I'm my own biggest critic, that's what a lot of people in the creative industry are like, that they are their own biggest critics. We struggle with what's it called now? When you look at someone else's work and you're like, they are 10 times better. Imposter syndrome.
Yes, yeah.
Every creative goes through imposter syndrome on a regular basis. I will look at other photographers' work and I'll say they are 10 times better than me.
Yeah.
And it's not the case, because photography isn't just about taking pictures, it's about being a part of the day. Obviously, the pictures last for a lifetime, so you want them to be incredible, you want them to be amazing, you want the couple to be really happy. But what is massively important for me is putting the couples at ease. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. And you only have to look at my reviews, and obviously you've worked with me, to know that I'll put that at the top of the list. Yeah. Making people feel comfortable, because like I said earlier, people do not like pictures. Yeah. They don't.
You are incredibly quick on the group shots as well, in a good way. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? In a good way. Like you're like, bam, 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 let's get this done. Yeah. Let's get a drink. Yeah. Let's, enjoy the day. And I love that. Yeah.
I think it can take up such a long time of the day. And although it's massively, massively essential, I've had to talk people into having group photos in the past. They're like, oh no, we don't want any group photos. We want candids, we want naturals. And I'm like, okay, do you not want a picture with your mum to look at? Like, you might not be that bothered about it, but your mum will treasure that for a lifetime. Yeah. So do you not want a few? And I will not make it traumatic for you. Do you know what I mean? So I put the couple in a lovely spot, normally on the pathway there, with the arches just over the top, and then I make sure the lighting's okay first, and then I'll go up to the couple and I'll say, right, who would you like first? And normally it's parents or grandparents, or their own family, their own children and whatnot, because children just want to run around. So we can get that one nice and early, perfect, because they're gonna get knee grazes, they're gonna damage the shoes, they're gonna lose stuff. Do you know what I mean?
They take their ties off, don't they? They just want to be free. Yeah.
So when it comes to group photos, I'll try and get it out of the way as quick as possible, because it's a really awkward time for everyone in the day, because you've got the couple who are standing there in exactly the same position for most images, looking straight at the camera, smiling, and then after a bit, you get face ache, and it's normally during the cocktail hour. Welcome drinks. Yeah, so it's normally during welcome drinks when people just want to catch up with their friends and family and have a drink and talk about the wedding and talk about where they are in life and stuff like that. So I never want to interrupt the day too much. So the quicker I can get that done, the better for everyone's sake. I don't mind. I can happily stand there and take a shot every time someone comes in. Really easy for me, no problem. But for the couple to be standing there really awkwardly, yeah.
They want to join the party, don't they?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But I always, so after the ceremony, we normally have the confetti walk, and then you go and show the couple the room and what you've done with it, or what Jenkinsons have done with it. While you girls are sitting there drinking cups of tea, watching them work. And then everyone heads round here for drinks and stuff like that, and then I always go up to the couple. I say, congratulations. You know, I haven't had a chance to say anything yet, but congratulations. Whenever you guys are ready, let me know, and we'll start your group photos. And this could take. They could say, "Oh, Brett, let's do it now. Let's get it out of the way."
Yeah.
Or it could be an hour.
Yeah.
And you know, but it's their day,
Yeah.
not mine.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, and that's how I've always worked. Like I say, it's their day, and I try to reiterate that on my website. I try and make sure that it's clear that I will not take over at any point. It's your day. You do what you want to do. If you want to go off and have couple photos for 2 minutes and you've had enough, then we'll do it. If you want to disappear for 2 hours, I'll be with you. We might miss the food, but I'll be with, which will be ruining my day entirely.
Yeah. Amazing. And so I think, to be honest, we've discussed a lot of different things already. Do you have like a contract that you go through with your couples or anything like that?
Yeah, it's pretty general and informal. I always say to them, "Oh, this is the scary worded part. Here it is. If you agree with everything, sign it. If you've got any stipulations, just let me know."
Yeah.
And that's it really. When I first started out, I didn't even know what a contract was.
Yeah.
This was years and years ago. I just did it for the love of it. I just did it for the fun. I wanted to just go out, take pictures and stuff like that. But then, obviously, the further you get into business, you quickly realise that you need to cover your own back.
Yeah.
And you need to make sure that they're covered as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's something that's resolved and sent out.
Yeah.
You know, the admin side's quite difficult for me because I just want to take nice pictures.
Yeah, you like the practical bit.
That's all I want.
Yeah, 100%.
I should probably get someone to do all that for me.
Yeah.
But I'm really tight with money, so I'm not. I'll just suffer in silence. I think I'll just do it myself.
Have you got different packages that you offer to your couples, or is it just like sort of one set package with you?
So I used to have 3 different packages, and it used to cover certain things. But now it's like, this is my full day coverage. Mm-hmm. If you want a bespoke quote, like a shorter day, which is happening a lot with these twilight packages, but people can call it a twilight all they want. But if they start getting ready really early,
it's still a full day.
It's still a full day.
Yeah, that
pretty
makes
much.
sense. Yeah.
So my full day coverage is between 8 and 10 hours, and then anything less than that, I'll personally quote for.
Yeah.
But I like to know a lot more information before I decide on that price, because if they say, "Oh, we're not having a full day, Brett. We would just like the morning prep, the ceremony, the couple photos, the group photos, the first dance, people dancing." So I'm like, so you want a full day then, all rammed into 6 hours, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is going to be even more chaotic for me. But I do try and help people as much as I can. My pricing structure has been relatively competitive and cheap for a long time. I am going to say cheap because for the amount of experience I've got and the amount of weddings I've done, my prices are very, very competitive. Too competitive sometimes that it scares people off. They're like, okay, so he's done over 500 weddings. Why is he only charging this? But someone who's done 50 weddings is charging this. But for me, I've got my full-time job as well, as weddings is a full-time job as well. So I feel like I don't need to charge the earth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that I don't value my time or my ability. But yeah, I do offer wedding books as well and options for second shooters, which is all listed on the website. I've tried to lay it out as best as I can because, like I say, I don't want someone getting in touch with me and asking me a question that they would already know from my website.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, hopefully they can gather as much information about me as possible by just looking at my website.
Yeah.
And that's how I've always wanted it, just to save that awkward conversation.
Yeah.
And then for them to speak to me and then realise that they're instantly not interested because I've told them something that they don't like. I want it all to be covered on the website.
Yeah.
So we can avoid that awkward interaction.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than contacting someone who hasn't got the prices on the website and they say, oh, how much do you charge for a full day? And they say, oh, $7,000. And it's like, well, okay, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
What was the point in the conversation? What was the point? It's just a waste of time. And I know people do it for engagement and whatnot, but I just find it a waste of time.
It's good
honestly.
to be transparent, 100%.
Yeah.
What would you say are your sort of top places to shoot here? Which areas do you like?
Well, since the introduction of everything that you've done over, like I always say, it's here every time I come here, there's something new.
Something new.
And
we've had something new as well since the last time you came.
I've noticed, and that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So as I walked into the entrance, they were building a big fence and a big gate for I don't know what, but I'm sure you'll tell me at some point.
It's a secret.
A creche for the children, just put them in there for the day. And round the side there, the banisters.
Yeah, the new glass panels.
You know what I'm thinking now? How am I supposed to stand on the wall and take a nice picture now?
That's why we put it there, to stop you doing that.
Yeah, I was put spikes on
Health
there.
and safety, yeah.
Breast ruined it for everyone.
I didn't even think of that.
It's fine. I'll find somewhere, mate. Like I always say to you, there is plenty of spots here, honest to God. I love the balance of different things. So you've got brick, you've got timber, you've got the corrugated thing from the new room around the side there. I love the big field over the back, the lane. Obviously the entrance. The entrance is the go-to place. I think it's why 90% of couples book it.
Yeah.
Because the second they walk in and see those lights going down and the trees covering over, it's just like, wow, this is fantastic. Yeah, so that's always the first go-to place.
Yeah.
And for us, for me in particular, I'm really picky about lighting and stuff like that. The lighting's incredible there because the tree coverage is so good that you only get little speckles of light, little piercing aspects of light, and you can put the couple in a position where the lighting hits them nicely and stuff like that. So that's my go-to place. Yeah. And obviously the entrance.
Yeah,
to
the sparkly pergola. It's
beautiful. Yeah, I just love shooting here. Or you wouldn't have saw me as much as you have.
Absolutely.
I just like, no, Carlton House, no, thank you.
What's your rain plan?
I
feel like we're always quite lucky, to be fair.
Oh, very.
And we always have a little dry spell, don't we? I feel like that's quite common.
Yeah, well, this is what I always say to people, because people do panic about the rain, obviously. But you've got a nice covering just out the side there. And people can wait in there. But what I always say about this country is when it rains, it does rain, don't get me wrong, but there's always a break in the rain. Yeah. It doesn't rain all day.
Yeah, it's so true.
So we will utilise that little space. I mean, even if it's mid-desert, I will ask the question. I'm like, listen, it's stopped raining for 4 seconds. Do you want to run outside? And they can just tell me to disappear if they want. It's fine. But yeah, there's always time in the day to find space. If not, we can get the family standing just under the archway there, so they're in full coverage where the lighting's really nice because it's coming from outside, and I'll just stand in the rain. I know you never saw that, but I do get soaked every now and again at weddings. Anything for the shot, do you know what I mean? You see people on Pinterest lying on the floor and photographing puddles and stuff like that. Yeah. Which I've never understood, because you can just rotate your screen and just hold your camera really low. But you wouldn't know that. We're going to talk about the technical aspects of cameras.
Technical aspects.
No, we won't.
It's very technical.
I won't bore you with that. I won't bore you with all that.
So we're going to play a little game of spend and save.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, I've come up with a couple of things that like might be important to some couples or maybe not.
Okay.
So I want you to say whether you think you would spend on it or
Okay.
whether you'd skip it.
Okay, just bear in mind that my wife planned my entire wedding.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see if they align with what she did. Okay. And it's all camera related though. It's all like photographer related.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So second shooter.
At this venue,
Yeah.
save.
Save.
Does save mean good? Keep them, or save mean?
Spend is like you would have.
Oh,
one.
okay. Spend. Yeah, okay.
Spend.
I would save.
Yeah.
But it depends who your photographer is, really.
I feel like this one depends on the couple as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how many things they want.
Yeah. So I just shoot between both rooms and the guests in the middle here. So I just shoot around all day because I don't like spending too much time in one place because they're trying to get ready.
Yeah.
And they're stressed. And the last thing they want is a camera in the face constantly.
Yeah.
So I will disappear every now and again, photograph some candidates of the guests, photograph this, photograph that. But I would say at bigger venues, like huge venues, you would need a second.
Yeah,
most
100%.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is always... I'm
not trying to trip you up.
So I don't charge much for a second shooter.
Yeah.
I'm going to say spend. If
Okay.
you're booking me,
Yeah.
spend, because I don't charge much for a second shooter, and 99% of the time, my second shooter is a highly qualified photographer
Yeah.
in their own right. So if they come along with me, they're going to get different angles, different things happening at different times, and you're going to have a different perspective to what I would normally shoot.
Yeah.
But you're still going to have my editing style. Mm-hmm. So yeah, spend.
Spend. Perfect. Physical albums. So you said that you do offer this.
Yes.
So what do you think about physical albums?
Personally, I would say save because it's an absolute nightmare to do them. Mm-hmm. But for the couples, spend.
Yeah.
100%, because as nice, I know we're in a digital age, and as nice as it is to have a USB stick or an online gallery that you can download them and watch them on a TV, nothing beats a physical copy of something.
I think it's an heirloom sometimes.
Oh, God, yeah, honestly, it's such a great investment, honestly. So when relatives come round, you don't need to put the telly on and go through the slideshow image by image. You can just be like, here's our wedding book.
Yeah.
And then you can go for... I love seeing my work printed.
Yeah.
So I will spend days, weeks editing these galleries, and I will only ever see it on a screen. The second I see people printing it off, or they order a book from me, or they order prints from elsewhere, and even if they just take a picture of their phone of my images displayed on their stairwell or around their house, I'm just like, that is fantastic.
Like a proud moment.
Oh God, I would love to just go and visit them and just look at my own work. Like, I'll tell you what, I did a decent job there.
That's a good one.
I wouldn't have chosen that one because Lydia's favourite picture is the one with the colourful flowers, but I mean...
Now, this was not so much a spend or save, because this is normally part of a day anyway, but a first look.
A first look between bride and groom.
Anyone.
So...
Would you save the time or spend the time?
I would do it. Do it.
I think there's some really nice shots that come from this.
Oh goodness, yeah, and it's such a beautiful moment. The reason I asked if it was the couples is because in America it's massive for the couples to see each other before the wedding.
Yeah.
So all those nerves disappear.
Yeah.
No one else is around except for the pesky photographer and videographer. But they can just spend that moment with each other, and it's just so lovely. And I wish it was a UK thing. I really do, because the amount of beautiful images we could get from it is unreal, and the moment itself.
I think father-daughter is my favourite.
Father-daughter is huge. I had a couple recently who had first looks with bridesmaids, father, mother, and it was like, right, next. I know that doesn't sound as romantic and nice, but the second they had their moment and disappeared, it was like, right, next, because it was hiding around the corner.
Yeah.
And I couldn't move because I had to make sure I was positioned up, ready to get the shot. It's like, next, and they come round, and they had, and everyone had different reactions and whatnot. One thing I would recommend, especially if it's a first look with a father, is make sure everyone else has vacated the room.
Yeah.
Because it's so awkward for a lot of men to show their emotions. And I often wish I could just set my camera up and disappear from the room as well. Because it should be a moment between,
Between them,
between
yeah.
those two. But I find that when bridesmaids and other parents and everyone is in the room, and it's really awkward for them. And so I would just say, everyone,
That's really interesting
please,
perspective on that. Yeah.
I think everyone, please leave the room. Let the dad have his moment.
Yeah. I love that. Engagement shoot.
Yes. Save. Yeah. I think they are fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I've booked a lot of engagement shoots towards the end of this year. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure where they've come from, but it seems to be quite popular at the minute.
Yeah.
And I completely understand it, and I'm on board with it, but it's not absolutely essential.
Yeah.
For the couples, it's a nice chance to get used to your photographer and used to having the camera in front of you.
Yeah, if you're going to use the same person for your wedding,
absolutely,
then...
yeah. And it could be a turning point for some couples. I've had a couple who had an engagement shoot with a different photographer, hated the experience, cancelled him, and booked me for their wedding.
Yeah.
That was an incredible
It's another chance
compliment.
to meet someone.
Like I say, you can read what you want online, but you don't know what to fully expect until you meet them in person.
Yeah.
So yeah, as much as I love doing them, and as much as it's great for the couple to come at ease with the camera, get used to the sort of pose I'm going to ask them to do, and obviously engagements are really important.
Yeah.
It's huge. So yeah, but I would say save.
Yeah.
I don't charge a fat lot for them, so you spend when it comes to me, I think. But I do love doing them.
Drone shots is the next one.
Drone shots. So I don't use a drone. I know a lot of photographers who do use drones, and I'm not... Is this spend or save again? Mm-hmm. A lot of photographers or videographers will include it in their package.
Yeah.
You'd have to correct me if I'm wrong, but normally they like to get an establishing shot of the venue before the wedding.
Yeah.
So often when I arrive, the videographer's got the drone up and he's filming the top of the building. Yeah. And that's incredible for not only the couple, it's great for you as a venue because you can use that content, I
think it's really nice on video when they do drone shots.
But for me, as a photographer, I would send the drone up, take a picture of the top of the building, and then what?
Yeah.
It looks much better in video.
Yeah.
The sweeping around the building, capturing, the sky and whatnot. It's incredible, especially in like slow motion or whatnot, and it looks unreal. But as a photographer, like I say, I would send the drone up, take a picture of the top of the building. One of my friends uses a drone for the group photos.
Yeah.
But only the huge group photo of every guest.
Yeah.
So if you can bunch them all together, you can send the drone up and get a nice shot of everyone.
Yeah, like looking down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whereas me, I try and discourage people from having a full group photo. Mm-hmm. Main reason being, for me, obviously, I'm at ground level. If you get 80 guests standing in a line, I have to zoom out that far that you can't tell who anyone is anyway. So maybe I should invest in a drone now.
Food for thought.
Well, the worst thing is, like, any creative will tell you, if you buy the very best gear, you've got all the best gear. Like, I don't need to buy gear now until I get bored of it. I do not need to buy gear, but I'm constantly looking at gear. Yeah. It's just, like, really exciting. Yeah. It's like, oh, this lens is slightly different to mine. I should buy it. And, you get that, like, the devil in your ear.
It's like an obsession.
Oh, buy it. And then the angel's saying, no, you don't need it. So pay your bills. Stop messing around.
It's nice that like you're interested in that though as well, that side of it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Maybe next time we'll see you with the drone then.
I'll be 3 hours early, sending the drone whizzing around, sending it through the door.
I've got one more for you.
Okay.
Guest cameras, like disposable cameras and QR codes, Polaroids. What do you think to that?
Spend.
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree with that.
Definitely. Yeah. There's a big thing about phones at weddings. There's a massive thing about phones. A lot of photographers and videographers hate it. A lot of people love it. My personal opinion, if Grandad turns up with a phone camera and he wants to take some pictures of his granddaughter at her wedding, he should be allowed to.
Yeah.
And a lot of photographers on these group chats are like, he ruined my picture, he was in the way. They were leaning round the aisle with their phones. I'm thinking, okay, but those guests are much more important to the couple than I am.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've got a job to do. I want to get the very best shots for my couple. But those family and friends want to create their own memories.
Yeah.
So after a month, you might receive my gallery. But when Grandad takes a picture of his granddaughter walking down the aisle, it's instant, and he will value that image much more than a professional one done by me.
Yeah.
Because he's done it personally. So with cameras and stuff lying around and QR codes, I think it's fantastic. I think everyone should do it. And it's not massively expensive.
No.
I don't think so.
No, it's not. No. I mean, disposable cameras have gone up a little bit from when we were young, but...
It's because they're getting more popular, to be fair.
Yeah,
I think that
the
might be
Polaroids are really good. Yeah, really
they
nice.
are.
And obviously you can keep that as well. So.
Oh, yeah, when people stick it in the scrapbook and whatnot, I think it's lovely to have those memories from the wedding day of the guests just having a good time. Because, like I say, as much as they might get used to me throughout the day, they're going to be much more free with people they know and love.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
with their own cameras. Yeah, that makes sense.
By all means, bring it on.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, no,
Fine.
I think that's lovely. So,
And I think it's a great opportunity to get candid as well.
Oh, 100%.
Like
yeah.
Inception, photos of people taking photos.
And also throughout the entire night as well, throughout the evening, you know.
Yeah, because we tend to disappear like 20 minutes after the first dance.
Yeah.
So for the rest of the evening, whilst everyone's getting drunk and loud, go for it. Yeah, incredible.
You can get all those funny shots.
Oh, God, yeah. So, yeah, absolutely spend on that, yeah.
So what do we think are your sort of thoughts then on, like, just any last bits of advice, really, for couples that are going to choose a photographer?
So, like I said early on, I think you should definitely try and speak to your photographer personally.
Yeah.
Whether it's a video chat or you meet up for a coffee, speak to them personally, because anyone can sound good online. They can use Chat GPT. Is it PT?
Yeah,
PT?
yeah, Chat GPT.
This just shows how much I use it, obviously. And they can make themselves sound incredible. And then what turns up on your wedding day is not what you asked for. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's vital that you shop around and you meet up with plenty of photographers, because we are not suppliers that, I don't want to use dismissive, but we're there all day. We are with you all day from the start of it till the end.
It could make or break it, quite frankly, couldn't
Absolutely,
it?
yeah. So, like, obviously, it's important to have your other suppliers, the cakes, the chairs, everything's important on a wedding day. But you'll book this incredible cake that you've chosen. The cake will turn up and they'll disappear, and that's it. Whereas your photographer needs to kind of integrate with all the... like I say, you've worked with me. I will speak to anyone about anything on the wedding day. And as long as it puts people at ease and everyone's just having a good time, that's all I can ask for. So I think, definitely meet your photographer beforehand. There was a debate on a podcast I heard recently where people were saying, ask your photographer to see a full gallery. So what people put online is 10 images from a whole wedding day. Yeah. They've clearly just chose the best 10 images. What's saying the rest are any good? Yeah. I don't agree with sending out full galleries, because that gallery is not mine. Yeah. Although copyright laws and all this stuff, I do not want to be sending someone else's gallery to a complete stranger. Yeah. Why on earth would I do that? But on my website, I've got a portfolio section, and you can view 100 images from a wedding. Yeah. And I've got maybe 9 weddings on there. Yeah. So it's from the morning to the end. Obviously so there's a good selection. You can see exactly how I work, exactly what I do. But I think that's vital, meaty photographer beforehand.
I totally agree with that. And I think the other thing that I love that you do for your couples as well is that you deliver previews the next day.
Yes.
I think that that's really special because they're absolutely desperate to see what you've captured.
Yeah,
you know,
it's so nice to do.
The editing takes a long time, you know, and you want it to be perfect. So delivering those images, it just means that they've got that little snapshot until they get their full gallery.
Yeah, I think it's essential. Don't tell everyone that it's within 24 hours, just in case. Just in case I'm busy the day after.
Just in case.
But I am an obsessive.
Yeah.
I will finish a wedding at, let's say, 9 o'clock. I'll get home. I'll transfer everything to the computer, and then I'll start importing it onto my editing software. And if I've got time to do it that night and I'm not too tired, I will get it done that night. Mm-hmm. Whereas, obviously, if things get in the way, I can't do it there and then. But 99% of the time, they do get previews the day after.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I don't want one of my couples changing their profile picture that their aunt is taken on her iPad. I want them to be able to use one of my images. Yeah. I mean, it's offensive when I do send my preview gallery out and they use one of the aunties. I'm thinking, oh no, what have I done? They hate them. They must hate them because why have they used that blurry picture? But yeah, I think it's massive because people do want to update the socials and people do want to keep that buzz going. You know, everyone's in that wedding bubble. I've done it in the past where I've managed to send the full gallery out whilst the couple are on their honeymoon.
That's amazing.
So I'm like, literally, guys, grab yourself a cocktail, sit down, and here's your full gallery.
Enjoy.
You know, honestly, it's an amazing feeling.
I love that.
And the feeling we get, I think sending the previews out for me personally as well is it's brilliant because it takes the pressure off me. Yeah. I know that all of those 100 guests are excited to see some pictures because they've saw me snapping away all day. They're excited to see some pictures. So if I weren't to deliver previews, they would have to wait 4, 6, 8 weeks to see anything. Yeah. And I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I think previews is a really lovely touch.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. And it just varies on how easy they are to edit. Yeah. So like, and how tired I am on the evening. Like
you've had a big busy day.
Oh goodness, yeah. Like if I'm editing them at 11 o'clock at night, there's a difference between they might get 75 previews, they might get 150, which a lot of people say is far too many. But I don't just deliver 150 images of the couple. I try and include.
They're very varied.
Oh God,
everything, morning to night.
I've got the full gallery on my screen. You scroll through, you've got the full gallery. 6,000 images probably. It's wild. I get carried away so much. So I'll deliver a few of the venue, a few of the tables and whatnot, and the decor, a few of the details. So you've got the shoes, the dress, whatnot. Then some getting ready. And I always try to look after the suppliers. Mm-hmm. So the hairdresser, the makeup artist, the cake, everything. I try to look after the suppliers because we're all in this together. We've all got small businesses to run. We've all got bills to pay. If I can send the hairdresser some professional images that she can use or they can use from my gallery and they can share them ASAP whilst people are still in that bubble, then I always do it. Yeah. I always do it. I always try and look after the suppliers as much as possible. And if I really like the suppliers, then I'll deliver them loads. Yeah. The couple might not want to see 40 images of the pianist, but I don't mind.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
No, it's been a pleasure.
For Yes to I Do. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've certainly enjoyed listening to your thoughts on photography. But thank you so much for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Yes to I Do. Make sure you hit subscribe and share this podcast with fellow brides, grooms and wedding enthusiasts. Ready to bring your dream wedding to life? Visit our website cotonhousefarm.com to book a tour of our breathtaking venue or schedule a planning meeting with our expert team. See you next time.